It doesn't matter how old your child is, they are always your child. And to know that they are in fear or that they are anxious, that's hard for a mother, because all you ever want to do is keep them safe, keep them well. So for him to feel that way as a scared little boy in the dark, that breaks my heart.
The day that I was, I guess, formally diagnosed, when I was sent to the Melanoma Institute Australia, is a day I will remember forever. I remember waking up that morning. We'd had tests the day before, we'd had scans, so it was just waiting for the news. So it all started back at the beginning of the year, about sort of April. A hairdresser had actually noticed a mole on my head, and I'd shrugged it off and said, you know, it's fine, don't worry about it, as most young Australians would do, or most blokes would do. And it went on again. I went back again maybe a couple of months later, and again she brought it to my attention. And with that, I mentioned something to Mum and got her to have a look at it. And like all good mums do, she then said, okay, you need to get it looked at, let's go. So had it looked at, got a referral to go and see a dermatologist, and I just thought, well, look, I'll just get it cut out, you know, that gets Mum off my back, she's going to leave me alone now, and cool, you know, that's job done. So went to the local dermatologist. He literally had one look at it, and within 5 minutes I was laying down on his little operating table that he had, and he'd cut it out. So after I'd got the mole cut out on that Tuesday, life just went on as per normal. Again, I still didn't think anything of it. So when I got that phone call on the Sunday, that come as a massive, massive shock. Wow, what has just happened? Here on a Sunday, I was about to have lunch, you know, you're about to go and make a sandwich for lunch, and all of a sudden your world has just been completely ripped apart, flipped upside down and shaken. Your mind goes from everything to it's all going to be okay to am I going to see Christmas? You go through everything, and it's all in the space of the ups and downs go over, you know, an hour. In 1 minute you're feeling really good about things and everything's going to be okay, and then the next minute is I haven't got a will organised, I haven't got, you know, so you ride that emotional wave, and that week of not knowing what to expect, and not knowing where things were going to go was really tough. All in all, there would have been the space of potentially 6 months there that I cost myself by being stupid, by being naive, being that young, fit guy that it'll be fine, Mum, give me a break, relax. That awareness that was brought to my attention is something that I really want to bring to the world, because that could have cost me my life. It's something that you get for 40 years in the sun, 50 years in the sun, you know, it's the old farmer who just wore a singlet every day. He gets melanoma, you know. It's not a 27-year-old who's relatively fit and healthy. I do feel like a burden on my family and on my friends, and it's you know, from getting down there to the expenses that it costs for us to come, you know, to Sydney, accommodation and travel and doctor's bills and I mean, yeah, it's I do feel a massive burden, and I do feel guilty because there's still a long way to go, and I do find that pretty hard.
To hear Adam say that breaks my heart, because I don't want him to feel guilty. It's not something that he's done to himself. It's just something that he's had to deal with, and that's through no fault of his own. And we're here to support him whatever means we can. So I don't ever want him to feel guilty for it.
To have the thought of having kids one day and then it coming back, and you know, one day you might not get to see your kids grow up, and then to leave a partner with kids, and yeah, that's definitely a thought I've had, and that's a big fear. Even right now, I am very open and tell all my mates, hey, have you had that mole checked or have you had that mole looked at? That is the starting point. It's that awareness. I've had 20 or so mates contact me that have said they've gone and had a skin check just from hearing my story, and I've had 6 come back that have had a potential melanoma cut out. So that for me is very, very eye-opening. That for me is scary. Yeah, so previous to my diagnosis, I was actually unaware that melanoma is the most common form of cancer that's diagnosed or found in young Australians 15 to 39 years of age. So that's a very scary stat. It's one of those things that if we can start that conversation and create that awareness, then 90% of those melanomas, if they're detected early enough, then they can be treated successfully. Definitely don't get stuck down in the doctor Googling and running off on the wrong path with things. Get in touch with the Melanoma Institute, look at the advice that they have on their website. It's always going to be the most up-to-date information, and that's going to be your best line of contact through those guys at the Institute.